Okay, I think we are live for the very first time, right? So just if you come in, let me know if you can hear me and if the sound is good. Okay, everybody, welcome to my very first live video. I wish this was on better circumstances and on a happier note, but it's okay. Welcome. Let's just wait for a few people to join in and we can go right to it. Anyway, for the purpose of those who watch this on the replay, I'm just going to go ahead and say what the video is about. Basically, today we're going to be talking about boarding school. Bad idea, good idea. Is it still a thing we should do? Is it really a lazy parenting tool, or what? Why do people do boarding school still? So okay, we have a few people on. Come, people, come, everybody come. I've always been scared of doing live stream because I always thought that I was not going to have anybody joining for some reason. That was my worst nightmare. Come to a stream and there's nobody there. Hello, Foma. Hi. Okay, so everybody's joining. I'm feeling much better now. So basically today we're going to be talking about boarding school. So some of us went to boarding school and some of us didn't. And we're going to be talking about whether or not it's actually a good idea. Is this something parents should still be doing? We know what has been going on with Sylvester Oromini, I think I'm pronouncing the name, Oromini, losing his life and everything that has been going on. And it has made a lot of parents start to think about boarding school and if it's really something we should be doing. Somebody made a comment and said, hello, Silvarus. Hi. Hello. Oh, hello. I'm so excited to see you guys. Like, you have no idea. This is my very first stream. And for some reason, I thought that nobody was going to show up. So I've been on YouTube for like 2 years now plus, and I've not done any live stream. So I'm very excited to see you. You have no idea. Basically, we're going to be asking the question or trying to answer the question, is boarding school lazy parenting? I know. I've been horrible. I've been off YouTube for so long. I wasn't well for a while, and then yes, I know. I wasn't well for a while, and then you know how it is. Hello, Zach. Anyway, I'm back now, and I was hoping to have come back on a happy note, but today it is not a very happy note. We're talking about Sylvester's life. He lost his life due to bullying in a private school here in Lagos. So we're going to be talking about, yes, thank God I'm back. Welcome everybody. I want to hear everybody's opinion. You can be a dad or a mom or a future dad or a future mom, and even if you don't want to be a future mom or dad, you must have some nieces and nephews. So this is something we can all have opinions about, and there's no wrong opinion. So good. Thank you. It's good to be here. Okay, somebody's asking for pizza in my life. Please don't do that. This is serious business. Okay, so anyway, we're going to talk about if boarding school is really lazy parenting. Somebody made a comment on Instagram on one of these videos. A lot has been happening with Sylvester, losing his life to bullying in the school, Dowen College. And apparently bullying has been a thing in this school for a long time, but the truth is bullying is in most secondary schools these days, and especially boarding schools. I mean, somebody was saying, oh, there's bullying even in day schools, but it's one thing to be bullied until 2 o'clock and then you go home, or as opposed to staying in school for 2 months or 6 weeks and give the bully enough time to bully you. So today we are going to be answering the question, is bullying lazy parenting? I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what your opinion is. Even if you are a student who has been to boarding school, let us know what your experience has been in boarding school. And if you are a parent, let me know, is bullying lazy parenting? I'm going to say what I think it is, because I feel like I have an opinion, or my opinion should be valid to some extent, because I had my kids in boarding school at some point and then in day school now. Okay, Foma says, I think the top reason for parents putting their children in boarding school is convenience. Okay, so it's convenient for them. So if that basically says, lazy parents, so Yes, I think yes. I think some parents definitely do it for convenience because we live in a world where everybody is on the rat race, mommy and daddy. So who's going to watch the child? So definitely convenience is part of it. But you know, let's hear from more people what you think. If you are in boarding school and you're a student, let's know what you think. Let's know. Okay, Nini Space agrees. She say yes, that parents put their children in school for convenience. Okay, so let me talk a bit about my situation. When I put my children in boarding school, both of them, I was a bit more comfortable because my son was in senior secondary school at the time, and my daughter was in just 2 or 3, so not quite the young children who are very susceptible to the bullying. So anyway, when I did it, I wouldn't use the word lazy. It's more of what works best for them at the time. Okay, so not lazy, but just what works for them. Okay, so now please let's go. This is not an attack on any parents who has children in boarding school, not at all. Like I said, I had my own children in boarding school, so no. I'm going to tell you why I did it. Okay, so at some point I said to my husband, I felt like these children are too sheltered. They are too, and the way children grow up now, it's not like the way we grew up. We had some freedom, some independence. We went out and went to this friend's house who was in township, and DSC children, if I DSC child, holla at us, let's know what we're talking about. So we're all over the place. We're doing all these things, and we had some independence. We picked up some street smartness, and I felt like my children were too sheltered, and I just wanted them to see a bit of the world. So that was my reason. It wasn't really, for me, it wasn't convenience. It was, I just felt like I wanted them to get some, street smartness. So I would say independence. I wanted them to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet. That was my reason. So, and I think for a lot of parents, the reason why they send their children to boarding school is the reason why they send their children to boarding school is, to learn how to be independent. At home, they have all this help. They have mommy, they have daddy, they even most likely have a nanny or a maid or somebody in the house. So they have all this help, and it's easy for them for them to kind of slip through the cracks and not learn some basic skills of life. So boarding school is a way that parents, at least that was my thinking. I was thinking boarding school is a way for parents to teach their children some independence. So yes, it wasn't convenience for me. But if mom is working and dad is working and they're hardly ever home, then boarding school might be the convenience option for them, might be the best option for them. So what I'm going to talk about now is the cocoa of the cocoa. In this 2022, does it still make sense to send children to boarding school? And let's not forget, these children are coming out of primary school younger and younger. So we have children of 8, 9, 10 finishing primary school and going to secondary school. Now imagine sending a 9-year-old to secondary school and then to boarding school. So for me, I feel like no, that's ridiculous. So should parents still be doing it? Let's hear. Do you think parents should be doing that? And let's forget about what parents should be doing. Will you be comfortable sending your child to boarding school at this time with everything that is going on around us? Parents in the house, children in the house. Okay, while we wait for people to finish typing, for me, I would say no, I would not do that. I will not do that. I'm going to tell you a short story. When my daughter was in boarding school, she had a roommate. She was in JS2. She entered boarding school in JS2. So she had a roommate who was a senior at that time in her room. So there were like 4 of them in that one room. Now, this roommate was sorry guys, I need to turn off the TV. So sorry about that. That's the thing with life. So anything that happens, please. Okay, for my, I didn't get your message. Okay, Foma, can you please repost your message? I didn't read it. I was trying to sort out the TV. Okay, so as I was saying, so this girl in my daughter's room was, I would say, for lack of a better word, bullying her, being mean to her, punishing her and everything. And do you know what her fault was? She will be upset with her because she had pajamas, and they were going to boarding school. I wanted them to feel, good in boarding school, so I would buy them pajamas. She had the Minions, she had all these nice, lovely looking. So this girl had an issue with her wearing all these things, and telling her that, why don't you know you're supposed to keep all these things and wear it at home? Why are you bringing it to school? Now this is not a fancy outfit. This is pajamas. So this senior had an issue with that, so she would tell Onise to kneel down for no reason or for flimsy reason. She will punish her and everything. And this is a school that is actually a very good school that has zero tolerance for bullying. They do not smile, they do not joke with it at all. So I would give them 90% for bullying and dealing with it immediately. But still, it is almost impossible to eradicate it, to just cancel bullying in boarding school. It is almost impossible. Almost. In light of recent happenings, I'm sure a lot of parents are having a rethink. I don't know. I hope so. I hope so, because you see, even though the day schools, I know, right? That's ridiculous. Yeah, welcome, Frida. It's so good to see you guys. Okay. So even though the day schools have bullying, because somebody was saying, oh please, boarding school, it's not wrong with boarding school, day schools have bullying as well. It's true, but you can't compare. You can't compare. Good to see you too, Frida. You can't compare it to boarding schools. So because these kids in boarding schools are left to their own devices for a big chunk of the day. You see, when that housemaster has worked from morning till 2 to 3, 4, he's tired too. He's just going to be chilling in his room. He has his own room. He has a PlayStation. My son says his own housemaster has his own room, comfortable with the PlayStation and everything. He's in his room chilling. He's not chasing after your children and watching and seeing what they are doing. So these kids are left to their devices for a big chunk of the time, as opposed to day school. When you go to school, you have small short breaks in between classes. Maybe your break time, and then it's closing time. Mom is outside waiting for you. There's not that much time for bullying. And if there is any bullying at all, mommy picks you up from school or daddy picks you up from school, there's a chance that they will be able to have a feel of what is going on. You can have a feel of what's going on with your child if they're in day school. But for boarding school, you don't know until 6 weeks. I was never in boarding school, but I was bullied in primary 1 and 2. It was a tough period. Imagine that primary 1, they have bullies in primary 1. How old are primary 1 children? Is that not scary? Hey, don't they have a senior in each room that watches the juniors? It is the seniors that are the bullies. It is the seniors in the rooms. Yes, that's the way it is arranged, that you have one senior or two senior in the room with the younger children. But see, it is the seniors that are the bullies. Let's not forget about what happened to the child in Deeper Life. And the other one I'm going to have all the names in my description later, at Abuja, the 13 or 14-year-old girl that was raped. And I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. So many horrible things are happening. So for parents who still have their children in boarding school, I will have to say they are really brave, because I don't see it. And now, with the way the world is, I just don't see it happening anymore. So I don't know. Let's know what would you do if you are a parent. You think you'll be comfortable sending your child to boarding school? If you are a parent and you're on this Frida, let's hear what are you gonna do? Although I already know what you're gonna do. I have a pretty good idea. But let's know from the other parents if boarding school is something that you would consider. Frida says, my thing about what happened is that a lot of people are to blame. Yes, this school is definitely to blame. Let me tell you something about private schools, and especially these private schools that are for the elite. So we're talking about the expensive private schools. These schools have children from, what will I say? I feel that the bruises he had around his lips. Yes, the bruises around his lips I hear were from drinking. He ingested, they forced him to drink something. We don't know what it was. Nobody knows what it was yet, but he was forced to drink something because they did an autopsy and they said there was a black liquid in his stomach. So he was forced to drink something. Nobody knows what it is. So that's why he had the burns or the bruise on his lip. Why didn't they think he ingested something and his stomach immediately pumped at the hospital? It was a whole process. See, first of all, this child's parents live in Warri. He's in school in Lagos. So he had an uncle come to pick him up. Now, I don't know exactly what happened. If he was admitted in a hospital in Lagos or he was first transported to Warri, I don't know. But I feel like there was too much time between when he left the school and medical attention. There was too much time in between. He wasn't given emergency fast medical attention, and maybe because he was not no boarding school for my kids. I'm with you on this one. No boarding school. I mean, my first is almost done with secondary school, but and Onise is almost done as well. So for my last baby, no, it's not happening. I will drive you to school and I will pick you up in the afternoon. No boarding school. Yes, I think there was delay in between when they picked him up and when he got medical care. So yes, so as I was saying, you see the elite secondary schools in Lagos, in Nigeria, have all these strong and powerful parents. So when the children are in this school, you see that school, that Dowens or any other private school in Lagos, if you tell them, say, give me a list of your bad children, the bad eggs, the bullies, the thieves, the promiscuous children, just ask them for, they know. They have the list. They have the list. But they do nothing about it because of fear or because of wanting favor or because of just respect and worship. You know, Nigerians, we know how to respect and worship rich man. You see our politicians that ordinarily need to be stoned on the streets, like you need to clap on their heads, like, okay, not stoned, that's harsh. Okay, so but you see these politicians who steal, that need to be embarrassed on the streets, right? We applaud them. We say we are loyal, and we say, because so that's the Nigerian thing, that's the Nigerian way. But you know, they are customers now. They feel, yes, basically, exactly, the children are all customers. The children, you're right, Severus, the children are all customers. So they pamper them, but they know who the bad children are. For this for this Sylvester issue, a parent said one of these 4 boys that were named actually bullied her child when they were in JS1. She reported and nothing was done about it, and eventually she took her child out of the school. So this child that has been bullying since JS1 and now he's in like a senior student, you want to tell me that the schools had no idea that this child is a bully? They are not going to remove these bullies for your children. No. They are not going to expel them. They are there because, like Silvaro said, they are customers. So parents are sending their kids to boarding school as an outlet for discipline instead of them getting them therapy for constant misconduct. Hey, Miss Therapist, Miss Psychologist and Therapist, but she's right. She's right. Somebody said, oh, I went to boarding school and I turned out fine. There's nothing wrong with boarding school. And, you know, another person responded by saying, a lot of Nigerians don't grow up. We don't know that we grew up in toxic situations. We grew up in some dysfunctional family situations, some dysfunctional situations. We actually think it's okay and it's normal. All you have to do is compare yourself to the person next door who went to this school, and you ask yourself, honestly, are you actually really better? So that's what we need to be talking about. So as far as I'm concerned, I would say boarding school for me. As for me and my house, no boarding school. But if you feel like it's something you have to do, then you need to be on top of it. You need to be talking to your kids. You need to be listening to your kids. You need to be talking with the house masters. You need to be on the case. So I don't know how you can actually rule this thing out, because even when the child doesn't get bullied to the point where, like this is unfortunate situation with Sylvester, even when it doesn't get to that point, there's some psychological damage that can be done that you can't just sweep under the carpet. You understand? So you don't want to expose your children to that, even if it doesn't get to physical abuse. They were treating him for malaria. Oh my God. Not until he opened up and said, what is it with Nigerian hospitals and malaria? For crying out loud. Is that the only thing they teach them in medical school? What? That's sad. I didn't even hear that. Former said they were treating him for malaria for a while until they finally got to hear from him what actually happened. How? I know. And giving him something to do before he was taken to the hospital. Oh, okay. So the school was treating him for malaria. That's a never end. They should be sued. Though the school has been closed, not just by the Ministry of Education, but by the police. It has been sealed off. And I'm hoping that's a permanent closure, because there's so many horrible stories from this school. So yeah, I'm hoping that's it for Dowens. And we have to have a scapegoat. We need a scapegoat, and we the people we the people have chosen Dowen College to be the scapegoats of, schools who let bullying continue. So yes, the school needs to be closed down. But not just that, the principal, whoever is in charge of the children in the hostel, needs to be persecuted. I mean somebody needs to pay for this, for sure. So when you have children in your care, you need to know that this is not mind's play. It's not joke. I have 3, but it's difficult for me to keep my eye on the 3 at the same time. It's like when I've not heard one's voice for a long time, it's like, hey Amesa, where are you? What are you doing? So Auntie ID. Oh my God. Okay. How much access do parents have to their kids in boarding school? That's a very good question. When my kids were in boarding school, we had no access. They actually said before we came in that visiting day was cancelled. So there was nothing like visiting day. So you bring your child to school at the beginning of the term, you pick him up during the midterm, and that was it. So there was nothing in between for you to be able to see your children. So that's not a lot of access. But you call every Saturday and you speak to them on the phone. So yeah. So I was talking to them every Saturday. It's very sad. It is disheartening. It is. It's really, really, it's a very, very sad story. Very, very sad. So you only speak to your children on the phone in the presence of the house master. So the house mistress is sitting down right there as they are talking. And on a few occasions, I have felt like Onize wasn't saying some things that she wanted to say. But once in a while, this is what my husband used to do when we were in boarding school. Because if you know my husband, you know he's a bit of a... his father said a family doctor came home and was attending to him until he spoke up that he was see. So there was too much time between when he was gotten from school and when real medical attention was given to him. So are the personal devices taken away from them? Oh no, they don't let them have devices in school. No, they don't let them have phones or anything. You can call with the house master's phone in the presence of the house master. That is how it works. So the person you are speaking with is the house mistress, and you're talking to your child while the house mistress is there. So it's not a lot of access. So I don't know. For me, I just felt like my children were just to go and learn and go and be independent, and that's why I did it at the time. His father said the family doctor came home. Yeah, I already read that. So yeah, it's sad. So if you are a parent and you're considering doing boarding school, I would say, you obviously have to have some, boarding school is not cheap, so you have some means, right? Find a good school close to you. Have somebody drive your child to school and pick him up at the end of the day. The world, not just the world, let me not be so general, I would say Nigeria is becoming, I don't know if I would call it wickedness, and just evil is prevailing in the land. So now when corruption and wickedness is on the rise, it's going to seep into different areas, different factions of our lives. So we're talking about the school system, we're talking about even churches sometimes, we're talking different areas. So is this the time, with all these crazy stories I wake up to every day, to drop my child with somebody and say watch him for 6 weeks? I don't think so. So I wouldn't do it. And if you were my very close person, I would say no. This it's not a good time. It's not a good time to do it. I don't want this life to go on for too long, but I'm so excited to have everyone here. This is my very first live. If I didn't already say it, I think I said it at least 5 times, but let me say it again. They are projecting their frustrations out on everyone and everything. Nigerians are angry now. When we were the happiest people on earth at some point. Nigerians were the happiest people on earth. I don't think we are we are the happiest people anymore. Nigerians are generally angry right now. So you could tell an angry housemaster who does not know how he's going to pay his own children's school fees to carry your child's matter on his head. It will not happen. It won't happen. Everybody is angry. Life in Nigeria is getting difficult. Things are expensive. Everybody is. Please don't forget to liking this video will help it go out to more people. So if you haven't liked, press the thumbs up or thumbs down, but I prefer the thumbs up. So yes, Frida, you're right. Nigerians are angry, and it's going to show in every area. So children are a precious gift from God, and I think we need to do everything we can to protect them for as long as we can. When they get to be 17, 18 and they're going off to college or university, then yes, we can let them out of the nest. But until then, it's our job, as our responsibility as parents, as guardians. Kende Ukonga, I think Bunny House should be scrapped. She should be scrapped. Okay. It should be scrapped completely. You don't think there's some good ones though? Completely. Well, we might be getting there. We might be getting there, but I feel like there's some parents who, oh wow, Zach says that he agrees completely. There's some parents who really can't avoid it. But the truth is, if mom is working, say mom is a banker and dad is a banking executive, what do? There's nobody at home who will be able to be with the kids. What do you do? Because leaving the kids at home with the maid or nanny, gateman and all that, that's another issue. That story for another day. But this is why most parents do it. Because mom is working, dad is working. The school system in Nigeria is so bad. Oh, it's so sad. It is. It's so sad. It's so sad. See, this Sylvester issue, I've been trying to avoid watching the video, and I still have not been able to watch it. It's so disheartening. It's so sad. With the amount of money they spend, they can divide those funds to getting a living nanny. Okay, so you think instead of sending your child to boarding school, you should get a living nanny? But is that not another issue? Is that not a problem? That's talk for another day. When you have your children at home with the nanny, mom is out, dad is out, the children are home with the nanny all day. Yes, that's story for another day. We have so many issues and so many stories coming from that too. So even that has its pros, has its cons. That one has its advantages and disadvantages. So I don't know. I don't want to be in the position of judgment. I don't want to judge any parent who's doing this, but I would say, for myself, I have done it. I have done boarding. I have done day. I will not do boarding again. And then if you want to ask my advice and say, what do you think I should do? I would say, keep your child in the house. Drive and go school for morning, bring and come back for afternoon. That's what I would say. When you come back in the afternoon, you can feel the pulse of that child. You can have an idea of what's going on mentally, physically, and all that. So it's easier to manage. Now, if you are a parent and you absolutely, absolutely, absolutely cannot avoid it, your child absolutely has to be in boarding school. Frida, I went to boarding school and lasted there for less than 3 months. So why did you last only 3 months in boarding school? Were you bullied? What was the reason? Tell us the reason why you lasted only 3 months in boarding school. So as I was saying, if you can't avoid boarding school for your children, you have to be on top of it. If says, some people say I survived and I'm fine, but the truth is, are you really fine? Yes, sister, are you really fine? Because you see, Nigerians, they are just walking down the street and you think everybody's okay, everybody's normal. Nigerians have a lot of mental issues, because we're not a society that puts any attaches importance to mental health. Oh, vast talk. Okay, I can't read what you're writing. Because we're not a society that attaches importance to mental health, we don't put any importance to it. But the truth is, many of us are not okay. Okay, you that got typhoid fever, you are not report sad now. What this school was up for you? How many children would ask to speak freely? Ukoma, I didn't get your message. Can you please send it again? Okay, so you really, Foma is right. You are not really, many of us are not okay. None of them, I didn't go to boarding school. I went to day school. I walked to school in the morning and walked back home in the afternoon. And yeah, so many people went to boarding school and they think they are fine, but they are not. So many Nigerians think I'm okay, but they are not okay. You know, a lot of Nigerians have mental issues and they have no idea that they have mental issues. So for my right, it's not enough for somebody to say, this back and forth has been going on Instagram since morning. Somebody was saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with boarding school. I went to boarding school and nothing happened. Okay, are you all right? Are you okay? Are you sure? Okay. And then somebody was saying, oh, bullying happens in day school and boarding school. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Day school is obviously safer. So that's not even an argument. So yeah. Ooh, we are dragging this life on for so long, but I'm having so much fun. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. Let me know in the comments if you guys want this to be like an every Sunday thing. Let's pick a topic and just chat and gist on Sundays. So let me know if it's something you like us to continue doing. So before we end this live, I just want to remind everyone, this family is going through so much. If we can just say a prayer in our quiet time just for these parents, because this is every parent's worst nightmare. If we can just say a prayer for them in this very, very, very difficult time. Yes, every Sunday. Okay, somebody wants to live every Sunday. We'll work on it. We'll work on doing that. Nigerians are surviving, not living. So true. So true. We're just coasting along. That's so true. So please let's pray for this family and we want it. Yes, that was the line. Okay, I'll work on doing this at least once. Okay, let me not promise, because this YouTube thing, I've been doing too much promise and faith, so I don't want to promise anything. But I'm going to try and do this more often. It's not as bad as I thought. I've not done live because for some reason in my head I was thinking I'm going to come into this live and nobody would be there. Nobody will show up and I'll be talking to myself. And my daughter was telling me like, Mom, you just have to do it. Mom. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it today. So I am glad and it was fun. Thank you everybody. Silver Rose, Ufuma, and Nini, Jack, Idowu, and Kende Kong. Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, we'll do this more often. So we're about to sign out of this. We really didn't get any pro. I was hoping we'll get some pro, some people who are for boarding school, so we can hear from the other side. Is there anybody? So we don't have anybody who's pro boarding school. Okay. Everybody just somebody wanted these scraps. Okay, everybody wants it gone. We don't have any pro boarding school people in the house. Nobody. Okay. All right, guys. I really don't want to go, but I have to let you go. Not because I have to, but I'm just afraid something will go wrong. Like my Wi-Fi will go off, or NEPA will take light or something. So far, NEPA has been good. So you know when people say you gotta quit when you're ahead. You gotta quit when you're ahead. That's what I'm trying to do. So I love you guys. I love my people on YouTube. Bye. Okay. But this will sometimes build character. We'll build it in the house. We'll build it in the house. Not for such a young age, yeah. Okay, people, thank you for joining me on this live. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, people. But this is catching me. Bye, guys.